Yo, check this out. This is Wayne Wonder, representing for Warrior LTV. You see the vision, don't it? See the vision. Warrior LTV. Keep it locked.
I'm gonna tell you. We, as bloggers, these are the issues that we need to address. You understand what I said? Set the bar for the youth. Share, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned to the channel. I don't know all this shit. Yes, I. Brothers and sisters, I want to say greetings in the mighty name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, and all things good and wonderful amongst us and about us. See? Welcome viewers and subscribers. Viewers, if you like the content, subscribe and make sure you go to the platform. See? I'm going to try to run through I'm words them fast enough because I know the attention span is limited. I don't want to see? Distract the item. First, I want to say enough respect to Pharaoh. See, big brother Pharaoh. See? You see it. I give thanks to the embrace Rasta. It literally feel it spiritual, touch eye spiritually. You see it. And realistically, it feel like when your big brother, when you go out and do something nice and your big brother pat you on your shoulder and say, well done you. Well done. You see it. I'm feeling the live. See? I say enough respect to Jabi, the badass as well. You see it. You don't know me general. Big up. I just start enough love and respect. You see it. Because we are soldier, you know. And in the spirit world, we are angle it. You see it. I'm going to give thanks to the item. See him. You see it. No. Well, I have the fear of say some things the Rasta where I never want to repeat them. So I now just play the video. I copy the video. With all due respect, hope, you know, well I doubt because of the word, you know, and of the fight. You see it. And yeah. You see it. So I go share the video with the item. And I know business was at a conclusion the item want to come with. After that video, you Rasta. Cause that video is loud and terrible. You see it, I couldn't say it this way. I couldn't say it. I couldn't put it more eloquent. And I you know, admire it. See, no, don't feel like says because, you know, the general endorse what I say. That is a big part of it too. Cause you hear me say how it feel. You know, see it. So I don't want the item feel like this is the only reason why I play it. I mean, that is minor compared to the arsenal. Boy, I tell you, you're the fire burn. You know, see it. You know, Jabi, Rasta can't dead. Rasta can't never ever dead. We are wheat and tears, you know. You know, see it when some people they are going with for them thing, eh? Real lion from the tribe of Judah there, where I spit fire. You know, see it and hear it, yeah? Without no further ado, hear it, yeah? Rastafari.
Good morning, everyone. Greetings. Hope y'all doing fine. Good to see you, Will. Hope everybody's having a good day. Be safe. Good to see you, Aquarius. Glad you're all here. Good to see you, DL. Good to see you, Royal Judean. Michael L., good to see you. What's going on? DJ Maniac, haven't seen you in a while. Gorgeous Arnell, good to see you. Grow 7, what's up, brother? Always positive all the time. This morning, my voice has an echo. I'm not sure why. So how are you all doing? Hope you're doing fine. More power, good to see you. Doing bad, you say COVID is no joke. Okay, make sure you get you some ginger, brother. Get you some fresh ginger, boil it, sweeten it with maple syrup, or if you use honey, and drink that. Get you some limes. Make you some limeade, make you some lemonade, and make you some ginger tea, and just constantly drink those 3. And drink. Okay, brother? You got to flush your body. So, I can't say this is a pleasant conversation today. Yeah, I can't say this is going to be pleasant today. Good to see you, Vegan Coffee and Soul Ra. I'm glad you're all over here today for this conversation. So let's get started. So one thing is I'm going to maintain respect, out of respect for His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, first, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering land of the tribe of Judah, elect of himself and light of the world, out of respect for the King of Kings. I'm not going to disrespect the royal family, out of respect for His Majesty. There's somewhat of a prayer or a saying that Rastas say quite a bit in songs that I never say it, but today I am going to say it, and it goes like this: let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Pharaoh. Because I'm going to need help not crossing the line. And so I want to start out. I want to say much respect to the brother Warwick Hill. Salute to you, brother. I watched Warwick Hill this morning, and I was already on fire. And once I watched the brother Warwick Hill, I said, yeah, I got the green light. I got to go. I also want to say much respect to my brethren, Star. Always a positive brethren. Much respect to you, Star. I want to say much respect to all the Rasta around the world, the Caribbean, Africa, Europe, America, the South Pacific, Asia. Salute to all you Rastas. Stand firm. What I'm going to be talking about is a question that was asked and a remark that was made in Jamaica during this recent visit of His Majesty's grandson. I will not repeat what is said, and as a lesson to you brothers and sisters that watch me, whatever faith you are, whether you're a Hebrew Israelite or whether you're a Muslim or whether you're a Christian, never repeat anything said derogatory about your faith, religion, or ideology on that level. Never, ever, never repeat anything that's negative about your belief system, because at that point you're just propaganda for those that's chanting you down. And so if you're a Muslim, don't ever repeat anything that goes against Islam. If you're a Hebrew Israelite, don't ever, no matter what anybody says. You don't have to get mad because they said it, but don't you repeat it. Don't you repeat it. That's the first thing. So I'm not going to repeat what was said. Okay? But I'm going to talk about what was said. And the reason I'm going to talk about what was said is because the person that said it is the grandson of His Majesty. And I need people to know that the grandson of His Majesty is not the King of Kings. You're just the grandson of the King of Kings. Let's start right there. Now, as far as I'm concerned today, the grandson of the King of Kings, His Majesty's grandson, lacks diplomacy and is not a good dignitary. And is not half the man that his grandfather was. I'm going to repeat that. His Majesty's grandson is not half the man that his grandfather was. When his grandfather was asked about Rastas and how Rastas looked at him, he said, "Who am I to judge their beliefs?" Kept it dignified and royal. The grandson didn't do that. I also will not mention the person that asked him the question, but if you're watching, you foul for asking that question. You out of order. You should not have asked that question. And it don't make no sense when you have a black ideology that black people want to question the black ideology. This is why I never really respected what young Pharaoh and Sarah Sudan said he did, because the Nation of Islam is still the black ideology. And we should not be going at our own like that under no circumstances. On top of that, there's a saying, mind your business. Mind your business and stay in your lane with your belief system. So the person that asked that question is foul. Now, what you don't ever want to do is you don't want me involved. So that was a mistake. Because now there's going to be casualties. This negative energy about His Majesty coming out of Jamaica is unacceptable, Jamaica. So let's do the history. Jamaica, you've been doing that a long time, going all the way back to Marcus Garvey. You Rastas in Jamaica, you never should have gave Marcus Garvey a pass for that derogatory letters he wrote about His Majesty. I don't care if he's a Jamaican descendant or not. And I stand on the grounds that if Martin Luther King or Malcolm X would have said those type of things about His Majesty, you Rastas in Jamaica, you would burn them. You would say fire burn them. But because it's your Jamaican hero disrespected your King of Kings, you let it slide. Now, you're Africans born in Jamaica, but I'm African born in Chicago. So Marcus Garvey gets no pass. He was foul and he was out of line. Until this day, I do not respect or honor Marcus Garvey. Let's get that straight. I want to say that the Abyssinian Baptist Church under Adam Clayton Powell Sr. was sending black men to Ethiopia to fight, which Marcus Garvey didn't go. And so if you don't go to the war, you can't speak on the war. You can't hide and not go to the war and walk around with military uniforms on, trying to look like a soldier. But when it was time to be a soldier, like I said, I'm not going to ever repeat. I don't repeat anything negative. That said, concerning what I'm dealing with, you'll have to look that up. And if anybody posts it, I'm going to remove it, because then I'm just as bad as Marcus. I never repeat what he said. ever. But I will say that he didn't go to the war. So him speaking on the war, that he didn't go, he fouled. Now, also, I want to say salute to Brother John C. Robinson, born in Florida, that went to Ethiopia to the war. He was a pilot. He was a great pilot. And they dubbed him the Brown Condor. He was born in Florida, and he was living in the Chicago area, and he went to Ethiopia to help His Majesty in the war and fly. I also want to say salute to Herbert Julian, born in Trinidad, was living in Harlem, and went through the Abyssinian Baptist Church, and also went to Ethiopia as a pilot to help in the war, while Marcus Garvey did not. So salute to Herbert Julian, and salute to John C. Robinson, the Black Eagle of Harlem and the Brown Condor of Ethiopia. I also want to say salute to all the Black Americans that went to the Abyssinian Church and signed up to go to Ethiopia to fight. And I want to give a double salute to all the brothers and sisters from Jamaica that went to Ethiopia to fight in the war with His Majesty and helped win. The Jamaican soldiers were rough, and they don't get enough respect. So it's double salute to the Jamaican brethren that went to Ethiopia to help fight against Mussolini and the Pope. And so I want to start with Jamaica, with their leader, Marcus Garvey, their hero. For all you Rastas that's not really happy about what this radio personality or this interviewer asked His Majesty grandson, which was foul for the radio personality to even ask that question. But Jamaica, you got a history of hating on Rasta going all the way to Marcus Garvey. And there's been a lot of slackness going on in Jamaica. A lot. And it's unacceptable. From asking His Majesty's grandson a bogus question, to Prince Charles and his wife playing the Naya Bingi drums. It's as if Rasta in Jamaica has become like Solomon when he fell and became corrupt, and the covenant had to go to Ethiopia. Jamaica, clean it up. Clean it up. Clean it up, because that type of statement ain't never supposed to come out of Jamaica, which is a Rasta stronghold. So I don't know how it was set up for the son of His Majesty to come to Jamaica and speak negatively on what I deal with. When I deal with a black ideology and the concept of a black God. Okay? And as His Majesty said, it's better to worship a pair of shoes or a rock than to say there is no God. And once again, salute to Warwick Hill for that. I heard him say that this morning a few times. And so these statements that was made in Jamaica are horrible and horrendous. Now to His Majesty's grandson, I want to say that none of the descendants of His Majesty took the throne. You all ran. You all ran. And Mengistu took the throne and killed 2 to 3 million Ethiopians. And so for the grandson to be walking around here, what I got to say to His Majesty grandson is, where was your daddy when we needed him in Ethiopia? That's what I got to say. Where was your daddy when all them black people was getting killed by Mengistu and Castro and the Russians? Where was your daddy? Your granddaddy was a bigger God than your daddy. Let's just listen. This is me saying this. So I don't respect you now running around saying nothing. Stay quiet like you was quiet when y'all ran. I don't see where His Majesty family took that throne. So how you a prince? You ain't no prince. His Majesty was the last royalty. Ain't no more royalty there. I don't know why. I don't know why His Majesty's family walk around with these royal names. There's no more royalty. His Majesty was the last king. Ain't no more prince. Ain't no more of that. You not no prince. You just His Majesty grandson. Say me. You just His Majesty grandson. You can't never be no prince or no king if you ain't on the throne. And so to Ethiopia, Jamaica, you took your shots. Prop, prop. Now Ethiopia, come get yours. To His Majesty grandson. Look at that. Am I the only Rasta man that got heart out here? Am I the only lion out here? Look at that. To all you Rastas, how we went from that to this. How the colors of the Israeli government get in the flag. How we went from that to this. That's a question for His Majesty's son. His Majesty grandson and all his children. How y'all let Ethiopia go from that to this? You tell me. Is this blue in the flag because so many Ethiopians ran to Israel to teach them the ways of the Falasha Jews so they could steal I roots and culture? Is that why? Because many of you beta Jews ran to Israel and was willing to be mistreated rather than stand and build Ethiopia. You ran and gave away your ideology and your religion. And so this grandson, if you're not on the throne, if you're not standing up for this, and you under this, you're not no prince. You're just a grandson of His Majesty. So you need to stay in your place and you need to keep Rasta out your mouth. And this ain't coming from Jamaica. This coming from Chicago, Illinois, where my people don't know nothing about you here on job. How y'all went from this to that since we talking? To the interviewer to ask him a question. Why you didn't ask him that? Why you didn't ask His Majesty grandson what happened to the Lion of Judah flag? What happened to the Lion of Judah? The interviewer got to be shunned and not ever paid attention to again. It's an enemy. I ain't going to say your name. You know who you are. You're an enemy of Rasta to ask that question. You ain't going around asking nobody else faith that question. You ain't asking no Europeans that come to Jamaica about their faith, about their Christ. You ain't asking nobody that. You ain't asking all the people from India nothing about Hinduism, nothing about Krishna. You ain't asking them people that's taking over Jamaica, all them Asians and all them people from Taiwan and all them people from India and China. Are you asking them about their religion, about their ideology, about their faith, about their belief systems? No. And to the grandson, you're not under no conquering lion. You under a bird. You done took the lion down and replaced it with some peacocks that ain't even indigenous to Ethiopia. Ethiopia then sold out the flag and sold out the lion. Prince. Ethiopia have sold out the flag and the lion for some birds, for some peacocks. Instead of Ethiopia representing strong Lion of Judah, now you some birds. Since we asking questions. I never should have heard that. I remember when his master grandson came in some years ago. I didn't go see him because he not my king of kings. He just the grandson. He don't mean nothing to me. And not with all due respect, he means something to me through his grandfather. You get respect through your grandfather. You don't get no respect on your own. You His Majesty grandson. And here you are taking down the divinity of your own grandfather instead of letting that ride. I ain't got no respect for that. Jamaica hold this L. How many L's y'all gonna take in Jamaica? Why y'all keep taking all them L's in Jamaica? Why is Jamaica a place where the daughters of Zion and the Black African woman could never beat Anaya Binky Drum? Or y'all would fireburn her, but y'all let Prince Charles' wife beat the 9 Binky drums. Y'all let them people beat the drums, and you've been chanting down their grandmother on the drums, and you let the grandchildren of the woman you've been chanting down, Queen Elizabeth, for years, and you let her grandchildren come and play the drum that you was using to chant down their grandmama, and they know that. So you let them come and mock Rastafari. You let them come and mock Rastafari. That's what you did. And then once again, all the time, because it happened in Jamaica, Jamaicans, you keep giving a pass for slackness. But yet, when I got into Rasta, and when Rasta really started taking off around the world in 79, 80, 81, Jamaicans was walking around with their chest out like they was the biggest Rastas in the yard. Yeah, you was the big man. All right, what happened, big man? I'm from Yard, I'm from Yard, I'm from here, I'm from there. But you're weaked out. You're weak out. Because His Majesty's son should have been afraid, his grandson should have been afraid to say that. And the interviewer should have never had enough courage to even ask that question. The fact that the interviewer asked him that question means Rasta and Jamaica are weaked out. Boy, them soft. Jamaica, Rasta and Jamaica, you're soft. Like cotton candy. They ran you off of Scotch Pass. They up there killing Bobo Shanti and disrespecting the Bobo on Bobo Hill. Rasta in Jamaica taking L after L after L after L after L. But was the main one wanted to put themselves in the front of Rasta and kill the fact that Rasta represent Ethiopia and sold Rasta out to Jamaica. I don't got on no Jamaican colors, this Ethiopian colors. Rasta ain't Jamaican. Rastas in Jamaica, you did such a horrible job with the culture that people all around the world think that Rasta is Jamaican. So a brother like me, born in Chicago, when they see me Rasta, they say, you ain't no real Rasta because you ain't no Jamaican. Y'all did that. Why you got Peter Tosh on stage, no matter where you come from, as long as you a black man, you are African. Y'all wasn't even living by that. You got one man saying one thing, but you didn't live by what your artist was even saying. And now look at the mess. Jamaican Rasta, you pretty much destroyed Rastafari in America because you didn't never have the right love as Rasta for Rastafari internationally like that. It took off in Africa, but didn't really take off here. It killed, crop, and paralyzed here because there wasn't really no real love here like that, like it should have been. It wasn't no bad people, but as far as in terms of spreading the culture, Jamaican Rastas, you was trying to hold it to your chest. You wasn't trying to deal with the diaspora like that. You wasn't trying to make Rastafari be global. You ran around and you ran to Europe and ran to Europe and ran to Europe and ran to Europe to play your reggae. And now the Europeans is #1 on the Billboard chart and the Europeans is winning the Grammy for best reggae. Now you're down there crying like little girls. You gave it away. You would have did better to give it to African Americans and let us win the Grammy and let us have reggae bands. But you had more love for people that wasn't black than you had for your own black people internationally. And that's a fact. I'm going to stand on that. And now the whole culture just been mocked. Well, y'all let some lame ask that question, and now that's a soundbite that young Rastas got to deal with. Where's Master Grandson said this? Where's Master Grandson said this? And Rasta in Jamaica constantly is in the heart of letting all this weakness happen to break down the culture time and time again. There's video footage of Prince Charles playing and his woman, a woman, playing the drums. Constantly bad media, bad footage. Because you reap what you sow, because you should have checked Marcus Garvey in the door. You should have checked Marcus Garvey for speaking crazy about the king. Straight like that. No, you took Garvey and you still upheld Garvey. You was a bunch of Garveyites using Rastafari name, using the name of Rastafari Makane. How you a Rasta, but you a Garveyite? You a Garveyfarian. You ain't no Rasta. How could you be a Rasta without Rastafari? Tell me that. But you want to hold on to the name, but don't really honor it. So now people down there just disrespecting I and I. There was a time that interviewer never would have asked that man that. That interviewer would have known what come with that. That interviewer wouldn't have asked that. That says a lot right there. That the interviewer asked that, that says a lot about Rasta and how you functioning down there in Jamaica. Your reggae soft, your reggae artist is soft, your whole concept is soft. You want to be like church girls instead of lions of Judas and warriors. Straight up. You want to walk around look like you sing in a choir. You ain't no soldiers. So you Rastas in Jamaica, that's under your watch down there. That happened under your watch. And that's a major historical problem. That's going down in history. How y'all let Prince Charles and a woman beat the Nibingi drums and then let somebody ask you down there and this woman asking the grandson of his majesty questions that go against I and I. Y'all out of order down there. On top of that, you got the Chinese and the Taiwanese making all your flags and everything, making your Bob Marley flags. You don't even control that. You don't control your tourism, your novelties, nothing at your souvenirs. You let them people just push over you. Because you walk around wanting to pray and want to be churchical. You so churchical. Oh, you so churchical. Then they run up in Bobo Hill and punk you. That's what churchical, that's what happened when you churchical. When you feminine. You get rant over out here. Ain't no more soldiers with the soldier hats no more. So people just running over you in Jamaica. You done turned to a dready. You're supposed to be terrible and dreadful. No. Now you're Irie. And you're one love. And you're blessed, blessed, blessed. Blessed, blessed, blessed. Listen. I don't even want to talk on this long because I'm going to say something I don't want to say. But fireball that whole situation. You Rastas down there, you black Africans, you Ethiopians born in Jamaica down there, y'all better step up. Y'all better step up. Because them people going to run over y'all and take all that land, and it's going to be all bauxite. They're going to be just bauxite. It's going to be toxic, and they're going to be nothing but bauxite and hotels. They're going to run you out of Jamaica. They ain't trying to change that music down there for black people. They trying to change that music and take that violence out the music for the foreigners that finna take your island. Anyway, to all the brethren and sisters that is strong, salute, Rastafari.